Hi, everyone. My name is Alyssa Luce, and I'm here with Aku Wellness. We're doing our very first live stream for our Plant Parenthood launch, and this live is going to be all about healing generations, breaking cycles, and building legacies. How are you, Aku?
I am doing great, girl. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm excited. I know we
Yeah,
have so many things rolling out. Do you want to talk about some of the things you're going to be rolling out?
absolutely. I will be talking about breaking generational curses, things that we can do as far as raising children, how to feed the children, how to feed them not only while we are feeding them in the physical, but how to feed them mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, and financially. So we are ready. Let's go. Let's get it.
That's right. I totally agree with everything you said. We have a group of amazing women who are skilled in so many different areas of holistic wellness. And we all decided to come together and create this new venture titled Plant Parenthood because we care about our community and we want to plant the seeds of growth and fostering wellness, and we see the need for it. We see the parents who want to have healthier families. We see the people who want to improve their own lives, and we're just offering support and community for everyone who's ready for it. And if you guys are ready to join our community, we have our launch party happening on January 30th. So I highly encourage everyone to leave us a comment below if you want to join the party. The launch party is going to take place on Thursday, January 30th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You can comment party and Joy will send you the invitation via DM. And you guys are definitely going to be in for a treat when you join us for this launch event. So you do not want to miss it. So for today's chat, Miss Aku has been all about talking about healing generational curses, healing generational sickness, disease, and we each have our own background story. And I know a little bit about Aku's background story. It's actually how we met through Surviving Vegan. And I want you to share and reiterate how impactful your healing journey has been and what your experience has been with healing your family through your holistic practices.
Ooh, where do I start? Where do I start? So my journey started in 2019, as many of you guys know, with my mom having like this a big lump in her breast, right? So that's what sparked my curiosity of the plant-based lifestyle. I read Dr. Leila Africa's book, Nutricide, and in that book they talk a lot about the diseases that we are having are linked to the foods that we eat in lifestyle in general, right? Whether the food is through the mouth, spiritually, financially, emotionally. um so my mom was on a plant-based lifestyle for 2 months and her lump was completely gone. That sparked my curiosity again. I got on the journey and here I am today teaching about it, loving the journey. It's everything, right? I brag a lot about my skin because yes, we have to brag about it because the journey is not an easy journey. It's definitely not for the weak. Being chosen to break the curses in the family is something to be proud of because it does take a lot of strength. It does take a lot of consistency. It does take a lot of, what's the word I'm looking for? Discipline, especially. So yeah, I did that, and again, I've been on the journey since 2019. But again, it's deeper than what we eating, right? Going and focusing on every level. So for me, yes, the food started it, but it just opened up, a lot of areas. I told you earlier, I was in the meeting where we were talking about even the third eye, the pineal gland, the chakras, all those things. I did not know about them until I started the journey. So the food part opened up just so many ways. I love teaching about healing. I love talking about healing. That's what I wake up doing every day: meditation, eating right, and so on. So I'm very excited to be part of this amazing movement. I call it a movement that we have going on, and I'm just proud of us for embarking on this journey together and doing everything we need to do together.
Amen. Amen. I love that story. And Aku actually reversed her mother's breast cancer. In case you missed that part, she reversed her mother's breast cancer by implementing natural practices. And if that isn't a miracle, I don't know what is. Okay.
Absolutely.
As for my own experience with holistic wellness, I was diagnosed with herpes at the age of 16, and I was not experienced in any kind of intercourse, and nobody had these conversations with me. You know, they teach you about sexual education in school, but it doesn't actually, they don't really teach you anything. Like, to know about is not to know. And I had to learn the hard way. And by the time I was 22, I was also contracted genital warts. So on top of the herpes, I had warts. And then I was told I would have to take medication for the rest of my life, that I could potentially pass this on to my children. And I was like, I am not about to sit here and take medication every month, have to go to the doctors every month to get prescribed pills. And it was just not happening. So instead, I went to the internet, you know, and it was in such divine timing, because then I started seeing things about energy. I started seeing things about meditating, about detoxing. I learned about Dr. Sebi. Many people know about Dr. Sebi, Dr. Laila Africa, you know, all these people that are on social media and have been doing the work since before social media was a thing, right? We got like Queen Afua, another great one. And then we connected through I Am Surviving Vegan, which the course isn't open now, the academy isn't open now, but they usually do an academy where they teach you how to remedy yourself, how to know what's going on with the body, because the body is always speaking to you, right? I grew up with, you know, growing a mustache as a little girl, and that was a sign of hormonal imbalances, you know. And every time I would get like pimples around my lip, it wasn't that it was a pimple, those were cold sores, and I had no clue. And it really showed me that my body was ridden with parasites. I had a bunch of hormonal imbalances and digestive issues, because I would always get crazy breakouts on my eyebrows, on my nose, and it was that my liver needed to be detoxed. My heart couldn't take all the processed food I was eating, all the fatty foods and fried foods that I was consuming. So once you know these things and start implementing it, it can even go beyond yourself. Because now, like 5-6 years later, I'm in a new relationship, and my partner went plant-based with me. He used to have asthma, he used to have terrible allergies, and now he's super healthy, super strong, super fit. And even his whole household is changing their ways. Now they buy organic food. Now they try and get like, they don't buy outside food as much. They got air purifiers in the house. They got all kinds of water filters in the shower, in the sink. It's amazing the impact you can make when you start with yourself. So I see you guys in the comments over here. Thank you for the love, joy, and welcome. And Veronica, some of our other partners are joining us on here. Shout out to you guys. I can't wait to be on here with you guys. So I want to definitely move on and talk about the stress that comes with these unhealthy cycles, right? And what are some of your favorite ways, Aku, to de-stress? If you
I
don't mind
love
me asking.
meditation. A lot of you guys, when you see my posts, I love to be outside. Okay.
Amen. Amen.
In my 20s, I used to be in the streets. Now I just be outside in nature. All right. So I love to be outside. It's one of the best way for me to de-stress myself. I love grounding my feet. Now it's cold, so grounding is, I just go there for like 30 seconds and come back in. But normally I love to walk bare feet. That's very, very powerful. I also love riding. dancing, music is a big one for me as well. And just spending time on self care, whether it's brushing your hair or doing your locks, or just sitting by yourself, right? Because a lot of time with technology, we may want to scroll all the time, but knowing when to shut it down, knowing when to put the phone away. Another thing we do a lot is play chess. Chess, I'm a chesser. So my children, father and I, we play chess like literally every day. That's a great way for me to de-stress as well. Just, moving your brain, reading books, and just, taking time for yourself, and allowing myself to also avoid negative conversations, negative environments. I'm very cautious of the conversations that I have, whether it's in person or over the phone. I'm cautious of the people that I follow online and so on.
I definitely agree. I've done so much detoxing over the past 3 years. It's kind of it's definitely liberating, but also kind of insane because the amount of things I've just gotten rid of. For example, one of the first things I started off with was removing television from my life.
Mm,
This actually started like during the COVID period, like 2020, where I was like, people are really getting hypnotized by all this crap that they're talking about. And I was already kind of understanding before I actually knew. And
mm,
then 2 years later, I was, actually started reading books more. I actually started, listening to different things. Even the music I was listening to, like I completely detoxed television, music. And then it came with the food, of course. You had to do the surviving vegan detox. So I did the 10-day detox maybe like 3 times. And then I went into like just really evaluating everything I was consuming. So it goes beyond the food you eat, but the clothes you wear, the people you're around, the environments you put yourself in, what you're looking at on social media. I'm always unfollowing people. I'm like, look, if you're not on here posting positive things, if you're not on here trying to like, I like when people go on vacation because I'm like, damn, if she could do it, I could do it. I like when people talk about their successes because, like, wow, she just graduated college or they just had a baby, they just got engaged. Like, I love seeing all the good things, but if you out here posting you drinking, smoking, partying, being negative, being petty, I don't have time for it. I don't want to see it. Sorry, but goodbye. And then my closet. I think this was the biggest one for me because when I was stressed out, I would go shopping, online
mm,
shopping specifically. I would easily spend $2,000, just buying mad clothes online. And then none of it was good for me. I was over here wearing polyester, nylon, spandex. And when you look up that these clothing are made from plastics and you have it on your skin, it's open to your pores. When you're sweating, walking around, like you have it on your sensitive areas of your body, that adds even more to the hormonal imbalances, right? I already said I was dealing with that for a long time. And I got rid of so many clothes that practically had like 2 pairs of pants and 3 shirts at one point. Now
mm.
it's been a
I
long
remember.
time. Yeah. I've like restocked, but it got to a point where I was like, Jesus, I can't wear anything. Like everything I own is not good for me. And I was not willing to sacrifice my health any longer just to look nice or just to please other people. I was like, my comfort, my health comes first. And of course, the most important thing that I've done to date is really consider my mindset. One of the things I started doing a lot was journaling. I don't meditate every day because I'm working on it still. So I definitely give it to you because my brain be on 24/7 chatter. And what helps me is to write it down. I have a lot of great ideas, so writing it down. And whenever I write, I'm also more aware of the thoughts I'm having because I even look back at my journal. I'm talking so positively to myself. Like
Mm,
remembering the kind of person I used to be. I used to complain about everything. I used to always find a problem. Something was always bothering me. And I've been reading back my journal for the past year, and there was not one negative thing in there. Not one for a whole year. And that amazed me just knowing, the changes that really took place within. and the thoughts that I focus on now, and the achievements I've had because of those thoughts. And I really do enjoy the process of reviewing the things that I focus on, you know? And I definitely agree with movement. One of my favorite things is hot yoga.
Mm-hmm.
Put me in a hot
Mm-hmm.
yoga class, I'll be there
Mm-hmm.
all day for sure. And of course, you have a family now. How many kids do you have, Aku?
4.
You got 4 beautiful babies. She just had her last baby girl. She's 3 months now. Such a beautiful,
Yeah.
smiley girl. And obviously, I don't have kids. And sometimes it could be a lot more difficult to find peace when you do have kids. So, do you want to share your insights being a mother? Like, what are the methods you implement to have a more of a balanced lifestyle?
For me, so I will give this backstory first before I dive in. So with me, it's kind of like a special case. My first 2 children get are raised in 2 households, right, where we are not pretty much on the same lifestyle. So when they go to their father, they might still eat meat sometimes, or all the junk food. He's not as cautious on what they're eating as I am. So every time they come to me, I have to rebirth them or re-raise them again based off of what they're eating, based off of the music that they pretty much everything on pretty much every level. So with them, I like for us to I bring them to the kitchen, right? Getting them involved. And luckily they love to cook. So we cook together, we go outside, we meditate together, we read books together. I educate them a lot, right? Sometimes I can just put a YouTube, or I mean nowadays YouTube University, right? There are millions teachers out there teaching out, because sometimes with children, when you rebirthing your children, it's great for them to hear from somebody else too, because I realize that they're becoming annoyed by me, right? Always teaching them, hey, eat right, eat right, eat right. Sometimes children just don't want to hear that all the time. So because of that, I also put like YouTube on to let somebody else do the education. As we know, Yaki Awakening is a great one. Of course, Dr. Leila Africa, Dr. Sebi, Surviving Vegan, Queen Afua. We have so many out here. So just being, and they see, but the most important, more than me teaching them, they see me, right? They see, like, I remember someone asked my son, how does my firstborn, he's now 14, so how does your mom have such a great skin? And he said she does it through food, literally. So even if we think, right? Yeah, even if we think they're not picking up what we're teaching them seeing us as the example is the best thing. So yeah, I mean, just be the example, and they will follow. They will definitely follow. As if you're a parent in here, again, be the example. You may feel like, man, they're not watching. Kids are watching, because they tell me all the time, we're so proud of you for and learning and relearning and doing best for us. They tell me that all the time. So be the example, and they will follow.
Oh, God bless their hearts.
I
They
sure.
recognize you for that. And
I sure.
Veronica said, how do you have a baby that's 14 years old?
I know, right? I ask myself that all the time, girl.
And you would never know. I didn't even know when I first met Aku. I was like, bro, how do you have kids? I was like, you
Yeah.
don't, like, you look like you're my age. Like, you got 2 kids already.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
that just shows to you where your mind is. Honestly, I have a belief that, and there's science to prove this as well, but the way that you look physically just reflects on the thoughts that you constantly have. Because I don't look the way I did when I was in my 20s. Well, I'm still
Oh,
in my
girl.
20s, but like my early 20s, I looked crazy. I look older than I do right now, and that proves to what I was constantly thinking about, focusing on. I was always stressed out, always miserable, and my body reflected it.
Yeah.
Okay. So I also have a question here from Veronica. She said, if your 2024 journal only has positive things, does this mean you haven't experienced any frustrating or negative situations? Or have you chosen not to journal any of those thoughts out on paper for release? That's an amazing question. So, I definitely experienced some difficult situations in 2024, and it actually goes to this conversation as well. So, to go into my background, I'm Puerto Rican, born and raised in New York, a big city. My parents are the best role models for me personally because they came from poverty in reality. You know, they're first time home buyers in their family. My mother was the first person in her entire family to get a college degree. They're union workers and they've been working hard for so many years to provide for our family. And hey, welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, Angela. And my dad was recently diagnosed with diabetes, and because of it, he had some surgeries, and he's currently unemployed. And there's so much frustration around that situation because of my knowledge and my expertise. I'm like, let me help you. Let me show you what we can do about this. And he is not ready. And I have to learn to accept that. But a lot of times I get so angered, so frustrated, and I'll have my outbursts verbally. But when I go to journal about it, I'm usually apologizing. I'm
Mm,
usually taking that energy of anger and sadness and pain, and I'm transforming it in a way that I'm able to be more loving, be more understanding, be more compassionate, and be willing to understand that he's just making decisions based on the information he currently has. He doesn't know better, and I have to be okay with that. And I have to continue to work on myself because when he sees that I can achieve more than he has ever imagined, then he'll be ready. Then
yeah.
he'll be willing to listen a little bit more instead of me just preaching at him and trying to, force him to intake all these things and he's not ready for it.
Right.
So thank you
And
for that question.
journaling doesn't have to always be positive, right? Because again, as humans, we have to. Because a lot of time, as high beings, people think, oh, it's always positive.
Mm-mm.
That's humanly impossible, right? Where there's positive, there's negative. I always tell people my dark side is as dark as my light side. So, you have to accept the duality, right? So journaling doesn't have to always be, and if you only have positive things on your journal, great, right? But also tell yourself, am I writing just positive things because I just want them to be positive? Or am I really writing just positive things because that's what my life has been? And also looking at the stuff that we go to or we have been trained to call negative as challenges to get me stronger. Right? Everything we go through is either going to teach you a lesson or it's always a lesson in it. It's there to teach you something, it's there to grow you. So it's always how we view things, right? I always say, me being a sexual abuse victim, I don't see that as a bad thing anymore, right? I used to like look at it as, oh, why me and blah 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 blah, cry over it. Now I don't. I look at it as like, what is the lesson for me to take out of this? How can I help other people with it? So again, it's always about perspective and how you look at what happened to you. And it's never what happens to you that determines what happened to you, but it's how you handle what happens to you that determines the outcome.
Right. I definitely agree. And remember, things don't happen to you, they happen for you. Because we've been reading the law of attraction on my page every morning, 7:30 a.m. Well, sorry, we've been reading The Secret. It's about the law of attraction on my page every day at 7:30 a.m. And the secret and the law of attraction really emphasize the fact that everything that happens, you have brought it to you. You are meant to experience that, and you're only going to be given things that you can handle. Okay, you were born in the family you were born into because you are meant to transform that family. You're given all the problems that you're given because you are meant to work through all those problems and find solutions for them. And a
Mhm.
lot of times it feels hard, and I know Aku and I have had this conversation before, but it could feel like a lonely walk, and it doesn't have to be lonely. It does not have to be lonely, right? And a lot of the times we're so caught up in what's happening instead of asking ourselves, okay, what did I do to attract this? What can I do to transform this? How do I want my life to look better in the future? These questions are transformational, and also to emphasize the fact that you can definitely use journaling to release. Exercise that we learn in Surviving Vegan Academy is to do fire letters. Write down the issues you've been through, write down all the things you want to say to that person that's hurt you so bad, and just let it go. Like, get it out your system, burn it. That's why it's called a fire letter. And let it go. Stop holding onto the pain, because that is what manifests into all this disease and all this illness.
Yeah. And also you asked me as a mom, right? Taking time, and not just even as a mom, even people like you who don't have kids, you have to what? You doing a lot, right? So being intentional with, did I take 5 minutes to myself today? Right. And we spoke about meditation. We think that meditating is like you have to say, my mental too doesn't allow me to sit for an hour and meditate. If I tell you I meditated for an hour, I lied to you. I can't, mentally, I can't do that. So meditating is not, it's like 5 minutes here, 5 minutes there, right? 10 minutes. It doesn't have to be anything big. It's the little steps that we make every day that, contributes to the big dreams and the big visions that we have. Some people it's not meditating. For some people it's journaling, like you said. For some people it's going outside. For some people it's going swimming. For some people it's dancing. So we all have different things that help us, right? Look into your life and see what lights your soul up. Look into your life and see what works for me, because what works for me may not work for you. So find that thing that works for you and stick to it every day.
Amen. I love that part also. Like, healing does not look like one thing. There's so many different modalities out there as well that works for different people, and you don't want to just go with the first thing that sounds good. You don't want to go with the first thing that just, oh, it looks interesting, or oh, everyone's doing it, so I should too. Like this whole vegan movement. We can't even say we're vegan anymore. Like, they come out with so much junk food. So we go around saying, no, we're plant-based because we understand energy. We understand the energy of food, and we understand the energy that we want to have and we want to emanate. It doesn't happen outside of you. Everything is within you first. As within, so without. Okay? So really understanding the power that you hold is what comes where the healing starts, right? The understanding of who you are, the understanding of what you are made for. You are made to create a beautiful life. You're not made for suffering. That's why it's so painful. So if you take responsibility and you're ready to really support yourself and your loved ones with a new outlook on life, it just takes the desire. Really, it just takes the want to do it. Once you want to do it, that's all you need. Everything
Right.
else will unfold perfectly.
Right.
Think about it, Aku. Did you ever see yourself here when like 10 years ago? Like, where did you think you would be?
So who knew? 10 years ago, I was a mess. Okay, like 10 years ago. Nah. And that's what I tell people, the aqua wellness that everybody sees and admires today. Listen, my skin didn't always look like this. I used to deal with a lot of pimples. I didn't know anything about, again, the chakras. I didn't know anything about healing. And it's not just the information, it's also acting on the information, right? I mean, we're in 2025. Who doesn't know about healing? If you're on social media, I'm sure you've seen one video about healing. I'm sure you've seen at least one video about veganism and stuff like that. But are you taking the action, right? It's the action that got us here. Because we always say knowledge is powerful, but no, knowledge is not powerful. It's the act on the knowledge that makes it powerful, right? Because you can have all the knowledge, but if you're not acting on them, then they become very powerless. So no, 10 years ago, nah, girl. I didn't even know. And that's the beauty of life, right? We grow, we evolve. That's just the beauty of life. Do not be afraid to evolve. One thing that this system really, really does a great job in teaching us is fear. right? Being fearful to try new things, being fearful to try new information or new knowledge. Don't be afraid. If you try something, just like our group that we have for people to come and heal, right? Don't invest in yourself. If you come and you don't like it, you have a free will to leave. But I can guarantee you, if you come, you're gonna stay because we have great things here, right? So don't be afraid to invest in yourself. Don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be afraid to grow. Because growth, man, growth comes with, oof, growth comes with a lot, okay? Growth comes with leaving the old and birthing the new, right? Growth comes with you have to divorce from people. You have to divorce from, the stuff that you used to know. Pretty much everything that you used to know so you can rebirth new. It is sometimes a challenging, journey to embark, but definitely from people who've been on this journey, we're here to tell you that don't be afraid because it's the best thing you can do for yourself. And also, healing is not always pretty. No, it's not. All right. Healing comes with crying a lot. Healings come with, asking yourself what's going on with me. Healing is ugly at first, but the more you are on it, the better it gets.
I totally concur with everything you shared. And I just want to remind everyone we are having a launch party at the end of this month, January 30th, if you guys want to take part in learning about the community that we are creating together to support like minded people who just want to be on this journey of healing and who want to improve their life, improve their families' lives. It really does start with you, right? Understanding that you cannot change anybody else but yourself.
Mm.
Understanding that you have to be willing to do the work if you want to see the transformation around you. And we all have been on this journey. It hasn't been a long time, but it feels like a lifetime. Right? And we have become completely new people. And it's because we made a commitment to ourselves to really develop who we want to be. Even though 10 years ago we didn't know who the heck we were going to be today. But today we decide, you know what, I'm going to create who I am going to be 10 years from now because I have the power. We've unlocked that potential for ourselves and we surprise ourselves every day because we are willing to do the hard work. We're willing to ask ourselves the hard questions. We're willing to do the things that other people aren't willing to do. And that's why we have success in this journey. And it's 100% helpful to have a community that is always on the same type of timing. You can't be in your same community, in your same place of work, in your same, household, doing the same things and expect for your life to be different. If you want your life to change, you're going to have to change the things in your life. Okay. And we truly believe in the power of community support. We believe in the power of building generational prosperity, meaning the work is going to go beyond you, even though it's hard for you right now, even though it seems difficult, even though it seems impossible. You don't know anything. You don't even know what you don't know. You don't know what you could accomplish if you just try. If you just say, you know what, I'm going to do this one thing every day. I'm going to see where it takes me. You're going to become a different person just because you've disrupted the habits that you had so far. Okay. And I really want to encourage everyone to leave us a comment to join us on the 30th because this is a completely free event and we're going to be rolling out some great information how you can help heal yourself, heal your family, connect with us, and just elevate your life. Now, Aku, before we head out, do you have any final pieces of advice when it comes to healing generations and how we could break cycles and build legacies?
Yeah, sure. When it comes to healing, be patient. Be patient on yourself. Have grace on yourself. Because patience, because what you cannot heal like what 100 generations, right? Within a day, right? Because a lot of people, especially even when it comes to veganism, you have like diabetes and you want to heal it overnight. It doesn't work like that. Healing is continuous. Okay, you have to definitely have grace on yourself. Know that you are not, if you've been, let's say you're 20, you've been eating a lot of bad stuff for 20 years. Yes, it's not going to heal overnight. It's a journey, it's not a destination. Be gentle on yourself. Don't compare your journey to anyone, not me, not Alyssa, not anybody else, right? Because everybody's journey is different. Our journeys are very unique to us. And just, have grace on yourself and keep going. And definitely, definitely, definitely be part of a community. A lot of time when we are healing, the people that we are working for, which is our relatives, most of the time they're not going to understand what you're going through, right? A lot of us here, we really know that your family is questioning why you're not eating meat anymore, why all of a sudden you gotta meditate, why all of a sudden you're writing all the time, why all of a sudden you don't come to family functions anymore. So a lot of time the ones that you are breaking the curses for are going to go against you. That's why it's so important to have a community of like-minded people that are on the same journey, so you don't feel alone.
Thank you so much for that advice. I think that is great advice. And if I was starting this journey all over again, I wish the one thing that I knew was that it's okay. It's okay to be where you are. It's okay to struggle. It's okay to have questions. It's okay to want more for yourself. It's okay. Everything is always going to be okay. There were so many times where I found myself caught up in the feelings I was having, and I would cry for days. I would actually feel like I was going to die. I would
Mhm.
actually feel that way. And it wasn't that, someone was killing me. It was just the stress of it all. When you don't have the support from your loved ones, I think that's the most painful part, because it's like you know you're in pain and you know you want better and you just want to see your loved ones do the same also, but it doesn't always work that way.
Mm-mm.
So you have to be willing to just accept what it is, stop resisting, because what you resist persists,
Yes.
okay? And make a decision for yourself. Tell yourself, I decide I'm going to do it for me. And you
Mhm.
turn your back on everything else, you cut off all other options, and you move forward in your life, because it's your life and nobody else is going to live it for you. So if you are not ready to move on, you're just going to remain suffering.
Yeah.
And you don't have to suffer, okay?
Mm-mm.
So I also want to give out a shout out to Tiffy Be the Great. Thank you so much for the subscription to City John's Twitch account. We're streaming on a whole bunch of platforms, guys, and we're going to continue doing this every month on the 13th. So make sure you find out more about Plant Parenthood on the 30th. Okay, once again, I'm going to drop that here for you guys. Now, do we have any final questions? This is your last chance to drop them in the chat. And Aku, where can people find you, and what can they look forward how could they look forward to connecting with you? I know you got a couple things coming up real soon.
Yeah, so Aku Wellness, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on TikTok, you can find me on Facebook, you can find me on YouTube. My names are different on every platform, but Aku Wellness is the main. If you type Aku Wellness on in any platform, you can find me. I also have a tribe beside this group. I also have a group. In this group too, it's very similar. We detox together. So I found out again, just like here, that a lot of us that are healing, we feel lonely, right? It doesn't have to be like that. Again, we are not, the physical realm teaches us that we're lonely, but in the spiritual realm, we are not lonely. We come in packs. But this realm, this physical realm that we're in, it requires human interaction. So I do have a group where we detox monthly. We meet for 7 days on the full moon of every month. We detox. I have books. So if you click the link in my bio, I think they say my Instagram bio is not working. I don't know why, but if you go to other platform or you just go to my website, it's stand store dash Aku Wellness. You can find all my services there. I have paid services and I have free services there that you can serve yourself to. And also you can find me here with Plant Parenthood. You can find me everywhere. I'm here.
That's right. She's one of our partners for Plant Parenthood, and that's going to be launching on the 30th once again. So if you guys, oh, Veronica said your Instagram link works, just so you
Oh,
know.
it does? Okay.
Yes, she
Good. A
just used
lot of
it to
people
sign
told
up.
me. Okay, great. Yeah, many people told me it wasn't working, so I'm glad it's working now.
It's not you, it's them, it's them. But if you guys enjoyed the conversation, if you have any questions, you guys can always reach out to us. We are people who are here to serve the community, and we're going to be having that launch party on the 30th once again. You definitely want to be a part of that. You can find me at Intentions of Light if you have any questions, if you want to connect further. Definitely let us know. And thank you everyone for watching live, leaving your comments, and we will see you again on the 30th. Say bye,
Thank you.
Ku.
Thank you, guys. See you soon.